Face the Facts. Brought to you by the Social Credit TV Production Center in Victoria. Prime-time training for politicians at the public's expense.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to Face the Facts. Our guest tonight is J. Spencer Jones, Executive Director of the School of Advanced Breathing. Good evening and welcome to the show, Mr. Jones.
Yes, Jones. I'm Jones. I'm pleased to be welcome to your show.
No, Mr. Jones. I'm much more interested in the recent comment by one of your executives. He said you were a hopeless administrator.
Hopeless? Come no, really not that bad.
How bad are you, Mr. Jones? Shall we debate that?
No, but I have some statistics here I'd like to read you. Let's see, 2 loaves of bread. No, that's not it. Let's see, I did this kind of hurriedly this morning. Oh, here it is, 28%, I think it says.
28% of what, Mr. Jones?
I'm not sure. As I said, I was kind of rushed this morning, Mr. Fenton.
That's Denton, Mr. Jones. We are a little short of time, so thank you, Mr. Jones. Our next guest is...
So I just got started. My wife is videotaping this so I can see myself.
A very good idea, Mr. Jones. I hope you won't be too shocked, Mr. Jones. You do need help, Mr. Jones.
Help, yes, help. Help.
TV or not TV, coping with television appearances.
Television appearances are important. Learn to use television, not be used by television. The majority of people today look to television for the news. Print is far behind. And they form their opinions not so much by what they hear as by what they see. Right or wrong, style is more important than substance in television. First impressions are important, so let's begin with how you look. Let's start with wardrobe. Television does have some special needs. That's one obvious mistake. Don't you wish we could get rid of many politicians like that? Now, here's another mistake that too many men make, especially on television. Don't you always see their socks? That'd be the wrong way. Here comes the right way. Much more tasteful. Dress according to your position. Not too flashy, not too casual. Pause. Avoid vivid colors. Men look best in varying shades of grays, browns, or darker blues, with pastel or off-white shirts and ties with subtle patterns. Ha, 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 said the laugh there. It's also a good idea to walk into the studio and check the set before the program so you can avoid chairs like that. Change page. To look your best on television means makeup, a dreaded word to many men, more understood by women, but necessary. Don't avoid it, television needs it. Here, you can see the difference. Makeup absorbs light and flare and defines features. You should have turned over in the sun, Bob. In fact, it's so important that it's a good idea to learn enough about makeup to be able to apply it yourself. That way, you're prepared for those news mini cameras that are lurking outside your office.
Mr. Jones, would you come back here, please?
Oh, but do I have to? I made such a fool of myself last time.
Well, let's say you made some classic errors. First, you were very nervous. Confidence and control are key words.
Like this?
No. Not quite. Try to come across as Mr. Nice Guy.
Yes, what else?
Now, you were quite prepared to accept as fact that you were a somewhat hopeless administrator.
Well, should I have ignored the question?
No, but you made a very common mistake. You acted as if you had to answer. Social credit politicians don't have to answer. You don't, or you can turn it around by saying something like, I doubt that was said considering the degree of support I enjoy from my entire staff, and then launch into some very positive point in your favor. Just because you're asked a loaded question, there's no reason you have to answer it. Rephrase it.
Or say no comment.
No comment. No comment is not acceptable ever. Refuse to answer, but perhaps give your reasons so that the viewer can sympathize.
But what if a host like Webster wants to talk about something I don't want to talk about?
Well, be prepared. The question you don't want asked will surely be asked. Television, after all, needs a spark to survive. So learn to bridge.
Oh, I play bridge.
No, not that kind of card game. The television game. Bridging takes you from where you are to where you want to go. It gives the interviewee, that's you, control, because it allows you to get into a topic or an angle that works best for you. Now, what's next? The what's best for you. Watch interview shows like Meet the Press or Face the Nation or Issues or Answers and Jack Webster to see how it is done or not done. It's another skill that needs to be developed if you're going to use television to inform and advance your career. Let's go to the subject of body language.
Dirty language?
No. B-O-D-Y language. So much of how you come across in television is often simple but meaningful body movements. For instance, Mr. Jones, when I mentioned about your failure as an administrator earlier, I saw you nodding your head. Well, when you nod your head in conversation at a cocktail party, that means I understand. Please go on. On television, nodding your head means that you agree with what is being said. Do not nod unless you're in agreement with what is being said.
But.
Not touching your host or another guest is a type of body language that suggests weakness. Okay. Folding your arms like that demonstrates a closed attitude. You are on guard and unwilling to listen. Watch your hand movements. Never cover your mouth, especially when talking. And don't pose just for the camera's sake. Don't do that. That's better now. Calmly. Very good. Body language is especially important when you are not talking but reacting. Reaction shots are a favorite of directors. They can be very useful or very destructive. After the Nixon-Kennedy debates, reaction shots were prohibited in presidential debates.
I'll watch the red lights on the camera, right?
Yes, but if the light goes out when you're talking to the lens, then don't do this.
Where is it?
Where is it? Cue director.
But you can do it this way. Look down, check out of the corner of your eye, and then turn to it as naturally as possible. It is useful sometimes to have a TV monitor off camera within easy range so that you can check what shots are being taken. But don't be distracted by it or sudden movements by crew members. Cameras that get too close can cause something like this. Don't play to the cameras that are behind you. Be aware that close-ups can see eye movement or the subtle touch of a raised eyebrow.
This is all certainly informative. You're supposed to say Jones. But what about your crutch or your stall style?
Now I say,
Too many ahs, this is all in the script, and ums while you grope for an answer is a turn-off. Again, be prepared. Use short phrases that allow you time to think before answering.
But what do I do about nervousness? Have a drink?
Some talk shows have liquor available backstage for guests.
Surely not.
Stick with a coffee or a soft drink. A couple of drinks or a tranquilizer is not a good idea. The camera is very revealing. Besides, a little tension is good. Too much relaxation is a mistake. And Mr. Jones, your fly is open.
How's this?
Fine, except that your fly is still open. And you've got ink all over your shirt, you messy creature, and you don't listen. Do you, Mr. Jones? Do you listen?
Do what?
Listening is one of the single most important skills to use in dealing with television interviewers. Expect that verbal traps will be laid for you, especially when interviewers think you are off balance or not listening. You may be thinking of your response, but keep listening, or you may be very sorry. And there's more. Are you likable?
I think so. My wife likes me.
Well, being likable on television is a major advantage to anyone. TV is not fair. TV is emotional. Charm and control are vital. Be nice. Be nicer than anyone else on the program, and you can't go wrong, assuming you are reasonably articulate. Nice guys may not always finish first in business, but nice guys and gals always finish first on television. Now for a couple of elementary points. When you appear at the TV studio, know for whom to ask, what door to use, and be prompt.
Now, Whether you're in a TV studio or in your dressing room, be aware of what you say. Microphones and recorders can be on as part of routine testing, and a casual or flipped comment done in jest could come back to haunt you.
Don't be paranoid. Be sensible. Generally speaking, the technical crew will be helpful and understanding. Don't be afraid to ask for help or guidance.
Okay.
Many people are upset by the seeming indifference of the crew. This is because, though it may be a major event for you, it is just more usual for them. Don't take their yawns or jokes personally. They're not laughing at you. Let's sum it up. Remember, first impressions are critical. Look good and feel good.
Show confidence and control. Humor is always better than anger.
Be prepared. Know your topic and use visual aids where you can.
Listen, listen, listen. Learn to think and listen.
Watch programs before you appear on them. Know as much as possible about your hosts and fellow guests.
Nervousness is normal. Expect it. No drinking or tranquilizers before the program.
Come across as pleasant, informal, the nice guy.
Expect tough questions. Know how to bridge the conversation into your best arena. Stand up for your rights even though you are lying down. Sitting down.
Smile, relax, be at ease, learn to enjoy it, and we'll see you on television. We interrupt these closing credits to remind you of one last important tip. Even though the going may have been rough, how you conduct yourself during those last seconds can tell the audience a great deal. Smile, chat with your host, and generally communicate that you've had a stimulating exchange and look forward to your next get-together. Mr. Jones is still acting like he's in trouble. As a result, he is in trouble. Remember, Mr. Jones, confidence.
Face the facts. Brought to you by the Social Credit TV Production Center in Victoria. Prime time training for politicians at the public's expense.
A pretty strange way to start a week's programming, I don't mind telling you. And I don't know if it was funny or if it was not, but I want to thank my co-stars, Jimmy Hart, Noon News Jimmy Hart, prominent director in his spare time, and the ubiquitous Bob Ireland, who has one side of his face made up and the other. Thank you very much, gentlemen. There is no fee for this performance.
Drop over to our studio in Victoria. We'll help your show sometime.
Not a bad idea. Thanks very much, Jimmy. Thanks very much, Bob. Okay, now what I want to stress this morning is that that was the script for which British Columbia paid the Lord knows how many $1,000s.
That's right.
The Sadowitz wrote it. And he's a big Hollywood name,
Big
can
Hollywood
you believe?
producer, yeah.
And the budget for that script that you saw this morning is in this massive documents supplied by the Traitors in the TV Production Center through Charlie Barber, to be produced at a cost of just under $12,000. And how much did we have to cut out of the script?
We took out at least half of it. At least half of it.
And it's mostly repetitive garbage.
Oh, yes. How to smile correctly, how to wear makeup properly.
And we did we or did we not put in that offensive remark about your clothing?
Yes, we did, and I
No,
took that personally.
we didn't put it in.
No, this was in the script. All this was verbatim in the script.
Mr. Jones, your fly is open.
Right.
How is that now? Right. Fine. Your fly is still open.
That's the usual problem of politicians not listening sometimes.
I wonder if we can get any calls on this. I wonder if we can stall long enough. I tell you what, if Lon Parton is viewing this morning, although it's early for Lon, maybe you could give us a critique on our acting. Or Peter Wilson, you know, the TV fellow in the Vancouver Sun. Or Leslie Wedman used to be a very perceptive and still is a perceptive film critic. We would like a rating of that. Personally, I thought you were awful.
Well, you know, you taught me everything I know, Jack. What can I say?
I was hot, uncomfortable. I tried to use the teleprompter, which can't read with my glasses on, and then I can't read my script with my glasses off, and here's the teleprompter up here. But we followed that, except for I made one ad-lib crack. which was not...
Well, I missed my line at one point, but I anyway, so it was fine.
well, I don't know if we're going to raise any calls. Do you want to talk about our television performance this morning? Well, I don't know if we're going to raise any calls. Oh, that's obviously not a friend of mine. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes, what would you like to talk about, ma'am? Yes, do hold on, I'll use you right away. How did you like our little script courtesy your provincial government TV or not TV?
Hello, Jack?
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to tell you, Jack, that you as an actor are impossible. Why did you keep your face on us, the audience, rather than the person you were talking to? But anyway, I enjoyed it, and I'd like to have a lot of people watch it. I'm going
Don't
to tell them
blame
to
me.
look at
I don't
tonight.
switch the cameras. And to put down your television sound the next time you phone. Are you on the topic?
Yeah?
Go ahead, please.
I think you made an absolute ass of yourself.
I expected that. Thank you, ma'am. Next call, please. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Jack.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I thought that was a damn good little show you put on there. But I want to tell you something. I babysat for Norm Setaway. When he lived in Vancouver, he was just a little baby.
Was he fly open?
Huh?
Was he fly open?
No, it was a wee diaper.
Oh, I see, because he seemed to have a thing about flies. Go ahead, please.
Hello, I'd just like to give my rating for your acting.
Yes, please.
And I think that this is an example of what the government is doing. They've lost the next election.
It's only $1.3 million. Just $1.3 million.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's the budget for this department where they couldn't pay their bills and most of the contract workers were laid off. Probably lost a couple of votes, might have gained a couple of votes.
That's right.
After your performance.
I want to be an aspiring cabinet minister.
Go ahead, please.
Hello, Jack.
Yes.
It's Shirley McLaughlin, Liberal Party again.
Well, you must be happy this morning, Shirley.
Oh, yes. And I thought your performance was delightful. I even learned a little bit from it. But I'm sort of curious to know, did you cut out of the script any reference to women politicians, or is this all men with their flies open and don't like to wear makeup?
Oh, yes, we did cut out a lot about women, and that was the part about the jewelry bangling all over the microphone. You might remember that part.
Oh, yes, there was stuff about women, wasn't there?
And there was some mention of low-cut blouses as well.
Was there?
Okay, thanks.
I didn't
wanted to make
understand
sure
it,
they took-
man.
Shirley, try to wear shell-type frames rather than metals. And if the glasses are aimed slightly towards the floor, you can avoid glare. That's what it says here. I don't see anything about low-cut dresses.
Yes, it's right just before.
Oh, yes.
There it is.
Women dress according to their occupation. There is a danger that a sexy outfit may be misunderstood by the audience.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you people seem to have a fixation with this TV thing. It reminds me that your Clem Chappell did this business a week or two ago from Victoria on this leak via Barber about this. I think it was McGear's son retaped wedding or something.
No, McGear's wedding was taped, but he didn't order it. And
That's right, and it wasn't until I saw it in the paper that I saw that after Chappell made it sound like it cost thousands, I think it was $13.
That was the tape.
Yeah, which
That's-
of course didn't come across in Chappell's opinion of things. Part
Well, if I
truth
were
is
you-
certainly what you dealt with in that.
We dealt with
segment.
we dealt with the exact script. We didn't mention the $13. We told you the cost for this production scheduled was just under $12,000.
But you never told us on that Chappell business on
I
the tape.
didn't do
He
the
made it
Chappell
sound as though it was a huge deal, and it was $13.
Make a complaint to Chappell. Oh, control.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Control, yes.
Calm, but
Dignity.
but a bit of tension is good.
Never answer a question. Style is more important than substance.
Absolutely. And listen.
Well, that woman's right. I am a pompous ass in these things. I mean, she is right.
What was your first clue?
That's not in the script.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, please.
I was watching the script, and I think it was disgraceful and a waste of money. And I
Lost.
think Vancouver should get paid back.
Here, so do I. Much obliged.
Whatever happened to wrong way?
I don't know. Whatever did happen. Is there somebody there?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Send in that $12,000 about no smoking, no sweating, and take a remedial reading course.
Yeah, the sweating was bad this morning. Some idiot here put the heat up to 110, and it's not down yet. I don't know why they do it around this place. Everybody else is shivering, and I'm sweating. Did the heat ever go down? No. It's like a sauna bath in here this morning, and I feel like such a nit. Oh, I think we've had enough of that.
I think so.
Go do some work.
Why?
I'll give us a B minus.
B minus?
B minus.
I still want to hear from Peter Wilson
And Lon Parton.
and Lauren Parton.
Okay. Back to business. What's business? Oh, yeah. Business this morning are two experienced aldermen from the city of Vancouver, May Brown and Marguerite Ford, about to give us a rating on Harcourt, Rankin, Davinsky, Puel, Bellamy, Boyce and company. And to answer my simple question, is Vancouver City Council really falling apart as it appears to be after the break?